All right, Scott, we got a lot to talk about here. So, right off the bat, what you're not doing is when the timer goes off, there's a beep, right? And from the beginning of the beep to the end of the beep is exactly 0.30 seconds. You want to react at the beginning of the beep. You wait to the end of the beep or somewhere in the middle of the beep to start reacting. You're behind the curve of a maximum of, you're behind the curve by like zero point 0.3 seconds. So here, if you notice in your video, you're listening for the beep, but you really should be listening for the buh, and that's when you need to be reacting. So I'm gonna play the video. See, the beep was pretty much done, and towards the end of the beep, so you started reaching for your gun at the eep, right? So zero point 0.2 seconds into it, you started to react. So you're right there. You're already behind the curve. Okay, this first part's pretty good. You shoot the first part of the ray, but here you notice you dip your gun going into that position. I'm gonna back up just a little bit, and so really the general rule of thumb is if you only have to take one or two steps, less than three steps onto an array, sometimes four if you have to, but the general rule of thumb is if you only have to take one or two steps, definitely keep your gun up. Don't tuck it down, because when you tuck it down, you have to reacquire your dot, and that takes time. Just keep the gun eye level, and then transition the direct line to your next array instead of dipping like you did here. That down, and your gun's back up. Okay. From here, you do it again. Right, you dip down. Right, you don't need to be doing that. Okay, back up a little bit. Pause. So every time you dip the gun, and you're looking at the next target, your gun's not ready to shoot. You're ready to shoot. Your eyes are there, but your gun's not, and you're wasting a ton of time. 0.3, 0.4, zero point 0.5 seconds. You do that 3, 4, 5 times in between each array of a stage. Oh man, the math adds up. You're a stats guy, you understand. So you did it twice here and just on one stage, right? So right there you've lost 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, whatever, times 2. All right, moving on. So here, what I don't like is you're in position, your feet's moving all over the place, right? You're leaning, now you're on tippy toes, you're off balance, your feet's moving around, and that's not good. Once you get into the position, you want to just find your position and stay static, completely static in any static array. Do not, in any unnecessary movement, you're gonna drop points. Okay, so leaving this position, I tend to do this sometimes, and I'm trying to cut back. I'm trying to fix it, but I'm aware of it. You're not aware of it, so that's a problem. Watch what you do here. You shoot this, and then you drop step, and then you go. That drop step probably burned you 0.8 seconds or so, and you didn't go anywhere. You see this? That drop step right there? Boom. You made zero distance. A lot of energy, a lot of time, zero distance. Okay? I'll show you how to fix that in the future. All right, so here, you come in this position, right? Here, you have to pre-plan something like this in your walkthrough. From right about where I started slowing down the video, let me back this up a little bit. Right here, you can see the target. I know you can't shoot at it, but what you're not doing is aiming at the target. So when you can shoot at it, you're allowed to shoot at it, but instead, you're still trying to turn. So I'm gonna let the video play forward a little bit. So here, right? You're not aiming at the target yet, right? Like once your right foot lifts off the ground, you can shoot, but look at your dot. It's not even anywhere near your eye line. I'm gonna play it slowly, right? You could have been shooting here, but your gun's still not in your eye line. Now your gun's in your eye line, right? Almost. Now it's in the eye line. You can shoot. You could have been shooting this entire time, but you weren't. So those are the inefficiencies that are building up, right, or adding to your time. Okay. Now I'll let this play through. Hold on, not done. So what happens here is, notice your right foot. You drop your right foot hits the ground. just as you pull the trigger. You don't want to do that. You know why? You're gonna drop points, right? You're gonna get low Charlie's, delta, mics, or whatever. Watch. See, as soon as our right foot hit the ground, you pulled that trigger. Not aiming. Now you're aiming. Right foot, boom, right? And I think you do it twice here. Here you had a brain fart. No reason to mention that. But same thing here with your feet. Let me back this up a little bit. So same thing with your feet here, right? You get the reload, you get yourself in a position. Instead of just staying completely static and shooting this, your feet gets noisy is what I like to say. See, it's a lot of noise. All that stuff, all that movement translates all the way up your body, and it shakes your dot, and you gotta wait till your dot stabilizes before you can pull the trigger to make good shots. If you don't wait for your dot to stabilize, now you're getting bad shots. Both bad, right? So you want to take, if you plan to shoot something static, find your position, be static, okay? Okay, you finish that. It is what it is. Here, same thing here, right? So kind of similar to what you did in the earlier position where you see your shoulders. You drop about 8 inches and all this energy right there, and you really didn't go anywhere. See, when that left foot hit the ground, where it actually hit the ground, you didn't gain much distance, okay? It looked like you did, but then it reverted, came back in. So you didn't really gain much distance, but a lot of time was being wasted there, okay? Now here, right where I pause this video, that's where you need to start shooting. But you didn't start shooting until you got into position on the targets that you wanted to enter on. In your head, you might have thought you were shooting early, but you weren't. Let's watch that again. So coming across, right? You're not aiming. You should be aiming at least. But you basically waited till you got to the end to shoot everything. So what you should be doing is from here, right about here, you should be aiming at the target. Right about one more step is when you should be starting to shoot your first shot, at least, very minimum. You should be pulling that trigger right about there. But yet, no, you actually don't pull the trigger until you're all the way in. The rest is fine. You find yourself a static position, and your feet stays completely still, which is good. Okay, I'm gonna play the whole thing, and I'm just gonna kind of talk about it again, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Slow reaction. Gun dips. Gun dips again. Noisy feet. Tippy-toed. Noisy feet. Lots of exertion, no distance gained. Not pre-aiming. Shooting on the drop step. That speaks for itself. Noisy feet. Lots of energy, no distance gained. Shooting way too late. All those little inefficiencies that I just spoke of, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 seconds easily, taking off your time. Yeah, I'm gonna send you my video of the stage. It's not perfect, but I'm not doing most of the stuff that you're doing, and you'll see what I'm talking about.